Hey everybody, it's Mr. Movies87 here, and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Talk About. Today's topic is going to be my art history. For those who don't know, I've been an artist, traditional pencil paper, all that to start, transitioned to digital art for almost 6 years now, if you can believe it. My art journey has been quite the ride, plenty of ups, plenty of downs, and I thought today would be a good time to talk about all of that here. There's a lot to go over, so this video will probably be pretty long, like episode 1 was. So, if you're tuning in, I would say settle in with a drink and or snack, get comfy, and let's get right to it. So, yeah, for those who don't know, like I just said, yeah, I've been drawing off and on pretty much for about 6 years now. With mostly a focus on Penny Arcade fan art, and the more I talk about this out loud, because it's so rare I actually do, the more it's like I don't want to use the word cringe because that word's kind of dumb. Sometimes anyway, but it's just like it's kind of weird for me hearing this all be out loud like this here. But this is the video for it here to let me just air whatever I want to air out there. So just bear with me while I go along here. Because, yeah, the art that I do it might be a little weird to some, but, like, nothing bad or anything like that. It might sound, like, dorky or nerdy or whatever, but that's kind of what I am anyway, so it's all good. So, okay, so my whole thing with my art pretty much can be summarized for those who know me on Twitter or Discord there or whatever as well. My art can definitely be summed up in three nice, easy words: Deep Sea Taiko. Now, you might be wondering, okay, that doesn't really tell us that much there. We can glean some stuff at a glance there, yeah. But like what actually is that? Well, this video here will happily explain that. And I'll of course go into more detail about everything with other stuff here as we go along here as well. So, back in the beginning, for how my artwork started here, I have been a fan of Penny Arcade and their games and all that. They're the Precipice of Darkness games for quite a few years now. And so, okay, that's one half of it there. Oh, I just one third of the Deep Sea Taiko thing there. The Deep Sea part, I'm sure, is more confusing there. This is going to be even more weird to say out loud here. Um, and I'm even nervous to talk about this out loud like this. If you guys can't already tell, I'm trying to put it off here. But no, this is something that I do for fun. So the deep sea part there, I have been a fan of the like, old-fashioned hard hat diving suits. Like you may have seen those on like TV, old movies there or whatever. For years and years back, they've been around for 100 some years now or so, I believe. And I've been a fan of those myself actually for quite a while. I first learned about them, I think, in like my third or fourth grade science class, actually. The very first instance of them there. I saw them in our science book or whatever. Skip a few years, started seeing more of them in like TV and cartoons and movies there and all that. And they've kind of stuck with me actually all this time here. They still do today. I am very much fascinated by like the whole craft there and all that, the history, and all of that there as well. But that's a topic for another story or another time there. Um, so I had the crazy idea 6 or so years ago here to combine my interest and fascination with hard hat diving and all that, and the character of Tycho from Precipice there, and just put them together. And in my mind, I thought that felt fitting there. Hard hat diving really became more so mainstream. I believe it started late 1800s, but it didn't really get rolling until like the mid. I'm trying to think here real quick. I believe 1920s to 30s to 40s. That era is when it really started to blow up there, if I recall it. I might be off a few years there, but thereabouts. It's when it really started to bloom. The 1920s are just so happen. It just so happens that's when the Precipice games take place. It's all in 1922. So yeah, my line of thinking was there. I thought that Tycho, being the gent that he is, like the scholar adventurer type there, like Indiana Jones esque kind of way there. but more of a scholar side of that there as well. Not that Indiana Jones isn't, but Taiko's definitely more of the scholar between the two of them, in my opinion. I just felt like to me it was a good combo to put them together. So yeah, my very first drawing I ever did was April 24th, 2017. It was very simple, pen and paper. Really not very good at all. I've shared the drawing before, not really on here, but on Twitter and in Discord there as well. Yeah, really sloppy, just very quick there as well. Not very good whatsoever. Um, but the thing is, though, I just liked doing that so much. I just kept doing that. Like I kept getting better um, at drawing Taito there. Having the Penny Arcade comments for reference there has been a huge help over the years. I'll just scour through the comments there and have those be drawing aids there, which has helped me out a lot in what I do. And then I'll look up various pictures of like hard hat diving or whatever on Google there as well, either like a cartoon form of it or like an actual suit there or whatever, and use that as reference and just put them together. Because yeah, my art style, as you can even see here, and I'll go into more about what this work actually is here, the one you're seeing right now. I'll go into more detail about that later. Um, but yeah, there's definitely like a cartoony style to it there. Now my work is pretty basic there in style, as a whole. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Um, yeah, for quite a while actually, I was doing just pen and paper drawings there. No like pre-sketch work or anything like that. Literally just draw it and be done. And they would take like no time at all there. Um, but that was fine with me because I was doing that just as a hobby, and I'm still doing so today. Like at the end of the day, this is all in good fun what I do. So that's kind of been my mantra, and I try to stick to that. Then gradually, yeah, I did improve in my works there. I started doing like larger works there, like actual sized works there, not like bigger paper or anything like that, just like more like full sized, I guess you could say there. Um, Getting better at drawing Taiko there, and the diving suits there as well, all that good stuff. Trying out different forms of sea life there as well. You guys, I'm sure if you follow me on Twitter there, you'll see plenty of sea life in my works there. I've gotten better at drawing those. Squids, sharks have been my favorite things to draw. I'm sure you guys know there as well. And if you don't, you do now. And yeah, just I definitely have my own niche with what I draw, but that's okay because like this is my niche, and I totally love that about what I do. Like I've even this is also getting ahead of myself here. I don't have a script or anything for this, by the way. I'm just kind of rambling, but that's what I do in my videos anyhow. So it's nothing different there. Um, but even actually, I was chatting with Penny Arcade's writer Jerry Holkins during one of his streams. Actually, they're just via Twitch chat there, and I asked him pretty much straight up, like, "Hey, what are your thoughts on the character here?" Because it's kind of based off his own character there, obviously. So it just kind of felt or made sense to ask there. And it's pretty much now, he said, to the point where he's become like my own dude. His own words there. There's a large body of work to support that. Um, he also had mentioned that it's very similar to like Penny Arcade has their like the Gabe symbol. It's actually called there, which does look like Pac-Man. But they actually are two different things. There's a whole story behind that there as well. The Gabe symbol and the Pac-Man logo there, the official Pac-Man logo. But they are two different things there. But yeah, striking comparison to that actually. So having that kind of like validation there was really cool actually there. Like he is half of Penny Arcade. Like he is the writer of the comics there, and he did the writing for all the games there as well. So him actually saying that, I even clipped the moment there as well on Twitch, and I have that saved for posterity. It's only, like, literally only for me and nobody else. But yeah, having that validation is a good thing, I think there. So yeah, that was super cool there. Um, yeah, over my history of drawing here, I've probably drawn. I mean, Deep Sea Taito has been the thing I've drawn the most for sure. He's in like 90% of the works I've drawn, I'd say. And Taito himself has been in like, I'd say probably 95% of my works. He's just a really damn cool character. Like I've used him for profile pictures on Discord, Twitter, Facebook, all that there as well. Still have them today on my YouTube channel there. So you could say I kind of like the character of him as a whole. Um, but yeah, as far as like an actual number, if I had to put a number on the amount of drawings I've done total in between like physical ones and digital, hundreds, literally hundreds. Because I actually still have all the paper drawings I've done in my desk, in my room here actually, and that's like 100+ drawings right there, I am sure. But also, again, I'm getting ahead of myself here. It's a trend. But I'm just also really excited to chat about all of this here because I never actually do so with my voice here. Now, technically, I did do a stream where I chatted about this here a little while back, but I think my mic was actually like muted or not plugged in or whatever. So like, the stream VOD I had watched back had no commentary whatsoever, so it kind of doesn't count. But yeah, as I've gone along here, getting back on track here, yeah, I've started upping my game there. I shifted to doing pencil sketch before any pen line work there, to have a better idea about what I wanted the drawing to look like there. And that really paid off because that was like the first really big step forward that my art took in getting better. And of course, my art would take more time to draw, obviously, because I would take more time to get this base sketch down in pencil, then do the pen line work after that there. Started taking more time to have smoother pen lines after that. I would just use basic blue or black pens. They're normally black. Blue doesn't really show up as well there. And then later on, as I kept going, getting gradually better, I started actually doing partial shading, if you could really call it that, but really it was more so just coloring in the drawings there, with various shades of I would use lead pencils usually, darker shades of gray or like lighter shades in different spots there, and those did help the drawings look visually better. Nothing still spectacular there, of course, but there's definitely a night and day difference between like my art from like 2017 just to like 2018 there, really, or even just later in 2017. And I think for me, I've gotten a lot better just because I've focused on drawing the same thing over and over and over again. Now, of course, that also leads into like the topic of just having that one focus there and not really doing much else beyond that, which is definitely a topic for discussion here that I'll get into later on here as well. But yeah, we're still back at near the beginning here. Yeah, I started doing like a lot more elaborate drawings there, even actually doing like multi-page pieces actually. Still like just one piece per paper. Yeah, I would just use just standard printer paper there for my stuff. But yeah, I would have like a setup piece for one drawing there, and then like, does it almost be like a storyboard sort of thing there, or like just not really a comic, although I guess it also could be read as much there. Yeah, if you put the panels there like one after another. It could be a comic there as well, more or less. And I actually have done a few, like actual digital comics there as well, but I'll get to that there as well. Yeah, started doing more like grandiose pieces there, and just having fun with it. One of my favorite things about drawing is the fact that I can bring whatever idea I have in my head to life, whether it be on paper back then or nowadays on my iPad. And just the satisfaction of like knowing like, hey, you drew that. Like you came up with the idea, you took the time and effort and work to make that happen. And looking at the final piece there, like, hey, you did that. Like that's pretty damn cool, I would say. And yeah, there are quite a few pieces that I am especially proud of that I've drawn. This one here in particular is a very, very, like for me, a very well done piece there. But I think overall, if I had to pick like an absolute best piece that I've done, I think that would go to the Tycho Winchester piece that I did. A crossover with him and Ashley Winchester from Wild Arms 2. Just Tycho's head, or not just his head, his body, of course, there. But yeah, it was Tycho wearing Ashley's outfit from Wild Arms 2 there. And that piece was done, oh my god, that's been like 3 years now? I don't think it's been 4 years. I think it's been around 3. I can actually check here, though. I have my phone right here. Because I had the piece actually favorited on my phone here just because I just love it that much. But yeah, if you'll bear with me for just a moment while I pull that up. You guys won't be able to see it, though, obviously. Um, yeah, May 18th, 2020. So it's almost been 3 years now. That one was far and away, I think, the best piece I've ever drawn. The proportions all came out really, really well. The lines were super crisp. The shading was really, really good. Yeah, for me, yeah, it was a phenomenally drawn piece. I even actually got a Twitter like from Penny Arcade's artist Mike Krahulik on the piece there. So that was like a yay me kind of moment there. I will happily and fully admit that. But yeah, there's been others there as well. If you guys recall, I think a couple of times on the channel here, I've used the one piece there of a character I drew walking a Dalmatian there. That's my character Zach from one of my stories I'm writing. It's called A Man and His Dog. The Dalmatian there is named Caesar. It's kind of like my spin on 101 Dalmatians there, but not quite that many Dalmatians, though that would be nice. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, that piece there also was a really, really well drawn one there as well. I really liked that one there. Um, but taking a step back here again, I gotta stop doing that. Should I really start writing scripts for my videos here for something like this? It wouldn't be a terrible idea, but that requires me actually doing that. So, oh well. But yeah, as far as like my pencil and paper drawings have gone, there have been some good ones there as well. Um, and I've also made it a point throughout the years, or each year, I do a redo of the original Deep Sea Tycho piece there. Um, Now, for the 5th year anniversary, I did not do an actual drawing. I did a written piece for that, actually, just kind of a retrospective look back on the history there and all that. Which actually, I might even share that here as well. It's kind of like a side piece document here to my video here, if I feel like it. Although, really, whatever was written there is already being mentioned in the video here, so, like, it's not really a big deal, but whatever. So yeah, so pen and paper drawings I had kept up on for a good couple of years there. Although at this point, I'd say it'd be about half of my drawing life, or drawing career. Either or, I guess we'll go with there. Interchangeable, I guess. Um, yeah, I got what I thought was going to be a cool drawing tablet there later. This was like my first, well, this would have been like baby steps into a drawing there. I got a random like Wacom, I believe it is, WACOM tablet there, but it wasn't really what I was expecting. It was one of those ones where like you draw on the tablet itself there. It was just like the black slab or whatever, but then whatever you drew would show up on your laptop or computer screen there. And I was not a fan of that. Thankfully, it only cost like $50 or whatever, and I have not used the thing. I don't even have it anymore. I haven't used the thing in so long, obviously. But then eventually I did get an Android tablet, and I think I had Medibang Paint on that to start. This was a couple of years ago. Couldn't really do much on that, though. I didn't have a pen or anything for that. So that's like kind of not even worth mentioning there, honestly. But yeah, the big step my artwork took, or one of them there, was getting my iPad Pro. It was a part of our phone plan here. We got that. My brother and I are on the same phone plan, so yeah, I got that for myself there. It's an iPad Pro. I forget what gen it is. It is showing its age a little bit. I have had it for a good almost 3 years now. Yeah, 12.9 inches there, so it is a big beefy boy. And yeah, I also had Medibang Paint on that, just a basic drawing app there, and it works fine. I did some basic drawings on there to start. They weren't anything special, though, of course, but just to get my feet wet in digital art. But the big program that I still use today is Procreate. It did cost money to buy the app. It was like $10, I think, but it's been totally worth it. Paid for itself many times over at this point. And yeah, that's the first time when my art I took, well, not the first time, another big step in my artwork there, making the transition from physical art, pen and paper, to be clear, to the digital forum there, or digital foray. Uh, I can't think of the right word there, but you know what I mean. And yeah, my first words there on my iPad, yeah, they were not good either. There were, of course, learning curves there to adjust. With drawing on a tablet there, I have my iPad pencil here as well, of course. Um, Getting used to things like the sensitivity, line thickness, just learning the app just in general there, like what all brushes were available, things like all that there. So yeah, there was a learning curve, for sure. But that's the thing though, whenever I got that, it made me even more excited to draw. And I would just do little doodles here and there whenever I felt like it. And then, of course, doing back into doing my normal full size pieces there as well and sharing those as I felt like it. But yeah, I've been digital drawing now. Yeah, it's been about 3 years though, I'd say, with that there. Um, yeah. I have been trying to dip my toe into doing like other like non Deep Sea Tycho art there and such, like my favorite video game characters. Doing Precipice of Darkness artwork there, like you see here, and I'll get into more detail about this piece in particular soon enough. And yeah, just gradually trying to expand my repertoire there of drawings. But of course, my focus is Deep Sea Tycho. Always has been, always will be until I stop drawing, and I don't want to stop drawing. Now there have been times where I've taken like art breaks from such that are getting like burnout or just like feeling really down on myself there, what have you, what have you. But that's the way it goes sometimes in arts there, or like any hobby there, I would imagine. You get super, super into it for a while, and then like you get burnt out, and then a spark comes back. It can ebb and flow there and all that. That's just how it goes. And I've been there. There have been times, yeah, I wanted to like just break my iPad in half and throw it away and stop drawing altogether. Bit of an overreaction, of course, but I have been known to have a hot head sometimes. But then, of course, cooler heads do prevail. I just stop and breathe and think and relax, and then just get right back to it. Like yeah, my whole thing. I've said this on Twitter in the past, and I try to stay true to it. Is uh, I can't remember what the actual quote is, but yeah, like drawing for I think it was drawing for fun, no hex given, or something like that. There, where it's like I draw what I like, and I like what I draw. Simple as that. Like yeah, I'm not trained like in any way for my drawing and artwork here. Like I haven't taken any classes or anything like that. I haven't gone to school for that or anything like that. I am fully self-taught. Um, I just pull up a reference picture like a Penny Arcade comic or some picture online there to use as reference with credit given, of course. Um, and I just use that. I do my best to kind of put my own spin on it there. Um, and just go from there. Like whatever idea comes to mind, I just make it happen. Just take my time with it there as well. Like I normally try to get a sketch done in a day, or like a couple hours. It usually takes me to do a sketch there on my iPad these days. Like the full sketch for a drawing. There are other times I might just like excuse me, only do like the half portion of the drawing there, like maybe just a head or like half the body or whatever, or just whatever I feel like doing at the time there, more or less. And yeah, other times I might just do the whole sketch in one go there if I'm really into it. And yeah, that'll take me a couple hours to do there usually. But then yeah, I'll save the image as I go along there, of course. I'll save it on my iPad and then transfer it over to my phone there for storage purposes and all that, and also for sharing on Twitter and all that. Although I could really just do that on my iPad, obviously. It has Wi-Fi, so I could just do that. Um, but yeah, I always do the sketch phase first, then the line phase, and then just flat colors, and then shading and detail work after that. That's kind of what I've just fallen into my routine there, and it works for me. It's what I've been doing for quite a while, so I'm just gonna stick with that. Now, of course, yeah, there are things like proper shading techniques and like lighting, proportions. Even just going back to the sketch phase there, that my work needs improved on. I'm sure. Like you can always improve your artwork there for sure. Like there's so many things that go into drawing here, and that everything can be improved upon there. And I know I'm still getting better myself there, and I am trying to, but I'm just going at my own pace here, learning things that I'm comfortable with, but also trying to step out my comfort zone here and there as well. But I know that can be tough for some people. It's been tough for me as well. There, of course, trying like harder ideas there, or like harder drawing poses and things like that. I have stepped away from doing that in the past. There, getting frustrated, but then I come back to it with a cleared head, and things do work out there quite a bit. Like for example. A couple years back when I lived in Fayetteville, Arkansas, this was shortly before we moved back to Pennsylvania. So this would have been 2021, I believe. I was doing a crossover piece with Tycho and Reen Schwarzer from the Trails of Cold Steel series. This piece in particular was Tycho wearing Reen's Cold Steel 3 outfit. Although the picture itself was from Hajimari no Kiseki, or as we'll know it here in the States, Trails into Reverie. The pose there was from that. Um, yeah, there were a lot of details, like intricate details with the outfit, the pose there, and all that. And yeah, I remember hating my earlier sketch phase of the drawing there, and it was like, I even said on Twitter and all that, like this was above my skill level. Like, I was super frustrated at the time there with that. But I stuck with it there. I kept at it, and that piece also became one of my best drawn pieces I've ever done. Got a lot of feedback from people there as well for how good it looked there. I'm tooting my own horn here, but I hardly ever do that, so cut me some slack. But yeah, I was very proud of myself there for not giving up on it, sticking with it there, and making it into a very, very well drawn piece for me, of course. There, that just felt good to have that piece done and have it look as good as it did for what I do there. I would show it here as well, but I don't have it saved up right now on my computer, unfortunately. But yeah, that can also trying to think where to lead into this next. Yeah, just with drawing like ebb and flow there and all that. Like, we've all been there. We've had our highs, we've had our lows. We take breaks from what we do. We come back to it with a I can't think of the right word. With a reinvigoration, I'll go with that. For the craft there and all that. And yeah, I've been there plenty of times here. Like, I've wanted to quit drawing multiple times outright. But that was just like a really quick, stupid, knee-jerk reaction to minor things that just should not have bothered me as much as they should. But yeah, I'm just trying to just stick to what I do, just have fun with it, draw at my own pace there. Like, I'm not a production machine or anything like that. I'm human. Like, I get tired, I get lazy, I don't want to draw sometimes there, whatever. Life happens, we've all been there, of course. But yeah, I'll take like a whole week to do one drawing sometimes there, or like I also won't draw for like a couple of weeks or whatever, or I'll have a drawing knocked out in like 2 days or whatever. Like, there's no like rhyme or rhythm to what I do. I just do what I do at my own pace, and I just enjoy doing it there. Like, I've learned a lot from what I've done over the years here. I've had a lot of people offer feedback there and such, criticism on what I do there, constructive, of course, there. Even like they'll draw something that I'm having trouble with, like on their own time there, and be like, hey, like here's how yours looked, and like here's like how like maybe here's an idea of maybe how it should look there, like a better idea, like to give you an example of like the idea you have in mind here, if you want to have it look like this here, like just doing their part to help me get better. Like, I having visual aids like that helps out a lot here for sure. And yeah, there are like too many people out there to personally thank, for helping me in my art over the years here. People on Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff there. So all of you guys out there who have helped me with my artwork, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of the support there. Um, Let me think here. Yeah, I should have had like a bullet list of topics here or whatever to go over. I've just been rambling for a half hour, but that's okay. I like to ramble here and there. Yeah, yeah, it's been almost 6 years now for my drawing anniversary here. Coming up here, yeah, a couple more weeks. or actually more so, it'll be, well, by the time this video goes up on Friday, it's being recorded on Monday. Um, yeah, it'll be about 3.5 weeks or so until the 6th anniversary, and I will be doing my very first piece over again for that. I told myself earlier that I can start that whenever here, preferably soon, and just work on that gradually from now until the 24th of next month there, just to have the piece look as good as it possibly can there. So yeah, looking forward to sharing progress on that as I go along here. But yeah, I mean, 6 years of Deep Sea Taiko now, and I have done a lot with the character so far. But I know there's so much more that can be done with him there, whether it be new drawing ideas from me, new drawing ideas from other people there. I've commissioned a lot of people for Deep Sea Taiko artwork here, and they've all been phenomenal here. Deep Sea Taiko written words there, I've done plenty of those on Google Docs there, and a lot of those stories are works in progress. But I will get back to writing those eventually here as well. There's just so much that I can do with the character here that I have done, but also so much more that could be done down the road. Like, imagine if I ever took the time and all that to learn like animation or whatever. Like, I could do like animated shorts or whatever, and like have there be like voiceover work and all that. There's been a Deep Sea Taiko fan game made. My friend Comedy Reflex on Twitter there made his own. It's not really a Flash game. Oh, I forget the site that's hosted on there. He has made a handful of games here. But yeah, it's a real short like platformer of sorts for a Deep Sea Taiko there. It actually stars my own character of Zack. But Deep Sea Taiko is also featured in the game there as well. Takes place underwater in Pelican Bay. It is underwater there, of course. You have a spear gun to shoot. You can jump out of the way of enemies there that will attack you. You have your oxygen meter that gets decreased whenever you're attacked by enemies there. There's also a final boss at the end of the game there, where you, of course, save Taiko afterwards. It is a pretty short game, only a handful of minutes there to it, but it is super, super fun. And if I remember, I'll link to it in the description below. But yeah, there's been, like, I've done, like I said, commissions with friends there for Deep Sea Taiko there. Many, many of those. So I've only scratched the surface of what could be done with the character here. And yeah, a dream of mine, or actually a couple of dreams here, would be, like, for future projects, would be to collab with Penny Arcade to do, like, an official Deep Sea Taiko comic, or, like a written story there with Jerry, the writer there, and all that. That would, I mean, would it ever happen? Probably not. Like, or there could maybe just be, like, a comic would go up on, like, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or whatever, and it would just be of Deep Sea Taiko. Like, I would absolutely love that. If that ever happened, I wouldn't even know what to do. Like, I know people would be sharing that with me all over the place here. I would be just flipping a lid, several lids at that, I'm sure. And just being eternally grateful to Penny Arcade for making that happen. Now the future isn't set in stone, so like I could reach out to Penny Arcade's artists and be like, hey, like, could we collab on something here? Or like, if I could, I would commission him actually for a piece there. If that were ever to come up there by chance. Like, things could happen for sure. I know the odds, though, of course, are super, super slim. Just keep them things realistic there, obviously. But it's fun to dream every now and then, of course. So it could happen, but it probably won't at the end of the day. Now, also, I haven't for getting back to my own artwork here. Taiko is, of course, my main focal point character that I draw there. But as you see here, you might be wondering who the gent on the right here is, and that's actually my own OC that I came up with, and my written words and my drawings here as well. It just named him Zack, of course. He is featured right alongside Taiko in, like, most of my written words I've done, and those have been a little more recent. I started those only a handful of years ago. But he has also appeared with Taiko in my drawings here quite a few times there. And I've made the two be the best of pals there in all of my works here. They're like always together. The story here, let's go for the actual story here first, and I'll go into why he looks the way he does later on. So the story is, for my very first Precipice story that I did, it took place in my hometown of Mount Pleasant, PA, in 2019, actually, I believe it did. No, was it 2017? 2019? No, 2019, I believe, yeah, is when that actually took place there, or when I started writing that there as well. Um, and he found himself sucked into a portal that was in his own time, that transported him back to the year 1922 in New Arcadia there, and that's how he and Taiko and Gabe there came to meet originally. Um, this also ties into why he looks the way he does there, because the hair there actually. Now, my own hair in real life is not like this style here. I really just did that for convenience sake. My character literally is just based off of Taiko there, like exactly, like outfit wise there and all that. But I had my own touches made to change that there as well to differentiate between the two of them there. Like my character has gray hair. He does in my written works there as well. The glasses and the square goatee. Still the same outfit there and all that. The gray vest here is actually something my friend Flovella, also known as Drunk Pigeon on Twitter, has done herself there. Actually, he's given him like the gray vest and gray pants there, whereas Taito normally has the brown vest and brown pants there for a little fun change up there. And I did that here in my own drawing that I did on screen here, but kept the pants brown just because I felt like it there. But anyway, in my story there that I did, yeah, he is featured originally wearing just a white hooded sweatshirt, jeans, and like just brown work shoes or whatever there. But when he arrived in New Arcadia, he kind of stood out like a sore thumb. So upon his meeting Taiko and Gabe there, it was Taiko's idea there actually to offer him, Zach, of course, a full set of actually their clothes there, either now copy of Taito's outfit or Gabe's outfit there. Of course, me being me, I went with Taito's outfit there. And yeah, and now in the stories there, of course, it's the same brown vest, brown pants there, and all that. It's literally the same from top to bottom there, besides the hair, glasses, and goatee there. Like I said, the gray here is something like the fan works there and all that, so a little bit different there. But yeah, Zach here is featured in a lot of my works here. Also commissions here as well. Like my desktop background, I don't have it up right now, of course. Is of Taiko and Zach here shaking hands outside of the agency that they work at here. And yeah, it's just really really cool to me that I have the power to make these two be super good friends and all that. And yeah, Zach really is Taito's protege here throughout my written works here. He is a lot younger than Taito here. But yeah, they get along swimmingly, of course. They have butted heads here and there, of course. And like any good friends would have, obviously. But yeah, they rub off on each other like perfectly there. They're like always in sync, always together there, and they're just bros, really. And yeah, I've liked having to put my own twist on here on him there as well. With like I said again, the gray hair, glasses, and goatee there. So it's still the same like character of Taito in a sense, but also like he's still his own person there as well. And also drawing him has been nice there as well because it gives me more practice on the full Precipice attire there. The rolled up shirt, rolled up dress shirt rather, the vest, the slacks there, and all that there. Yeah, I have drawn those countless times as well there. And yeah, this piece here in particular is a reference to my written works there as well. Going off about the lawn project there as well, which was Taiko's family project that they end the universe there and then try to rebuild it in a better way. And then yeah, with Zach of course being Taito's protege there, worried about being able to carry on his legacy there or not, to a degree worthy of Taiko there and all that. So yeah, there's a lot of good character development here with these two. Now I think in my most of my written works here, I've had Taiko be depicted as being 42 years old, I believe, and then my character would be whatever age I was at the time there. So like 29, 30 whenever I started there. There's been a few words there as well, actually, where I've had Taiko be way younger and Zach be way older. So, like, a reverse on the mentor protege thing there. There's two cases of this happening, actually, here. One of them, well, actually, they're both when Taiko's college age there. Um, but yeah, one of them is more so a story about Taiko following the path of his father there and becoming a professor because, as we know in the games here, he abandoned that whole lifestyle there because he hates his father there and all that in the games as we know there. But my one written work there, or really, well, the one in particular I'm talking about here, he admired him a lot, looked up to him a lot. Um, Events happened that really had Taiko steel himself to want to follow the same path his father did there. So he became a professor himself, or was going to become a professor himself once he's old enough there. And I have my character Zach as a professor there actually at the same academy that his Taiko's father worked at there, and he has a little bit more insight as to what fate befell Taiko's father there. That story I haven't touched there in quite a while, unfortunately, but there's a lot of good stuff going on there, in my opinion. And then the other instance there of these two, reverse mentor protege there, Taiko graduating college there, um, and actually joining a diving company at Pelican Bay that Zach himself there is the founder of. Taiko was, I think, 22 years old in that story, and I had Zach being 52, I believe, there. So yeah, Taiko being the new kid there at the company. A lot of other guys there. I think there were four characters there as well. What were their names? Daryl, Winston. Um, there's two more there as well, but I cannot recall their names at all. They're all like in their 30s or 40s here. I think Winston was the second oldest after Zach there. So yeah, there was like some new guy ribbing there and all that, and what's the word there? Like hazing there as well, and the initiation for Taiko there as well. But also yeah, Zach taking him under his wing there as his protege there, getting him into diving there and all that. So a lot of cool stuff going on there as well. But yeah, that's also into obviously more of the written works there, not the artwork here, which is what this video is actually about. So getting back on track here again. Yeah, these two have they've just been so much fun to draw. Like they really have been. Like getting better, like all the little details there. Um, Getting better at the shading there for both of them here, like where their hair should be darker, where it should be lighter. Shading on the outfits here and all that. Little details like that I love doing in the last stages of my art, of my drawings here and all that. This one here was super fun to do there as well. Yeah, I'll start wrapping things up here pretty soon. I've already been going for almost 45 minutes here, which was to be expected. Yeah, drawing for me has been a blast. I have learned so much from doing this here. I have come such a long way from when I started until now. I know there's still so much more for me to improve on. Um, Getting my building blocks set up there as well, and then like taking my artwork to hopefully a new level sometime down the line there. But at the end of the day, I just enjoy what I do. Um, Being able to to bring my ideas to life there, being able to share them with people here as well. I mean I know my art is a niche, yes, but there are a good few people out there that do know me for what I do. Like of course in my own friend circle there and all that, yeah. But like I have kind of become the deep sea Taiko precipice guy there and all that. Like nobody else does what I do there really. Which that might sound a little like elitist to say there for lack of a better term because like people have done like I said commissions for Deep Sea Taiko there and all that there as well, right? But yeah, those are of course like paid commissions there and all that. Like they're normally not doing this on their own time. Like they have the artwork that they normally do and all that here. Um, Now my friend Flo there, Flo DP, I call her both, of course. There, though I usually go with DP. She actually has been drawing Deep Sea Taiko and Zack there a lot on her own. Um, and I could not believe how much she um, what's the word? Grasped on Cluntu, I guess I'll go with there, yeah. Deep Sea Taito there last year. Because yeah, I just out of nowhere actually. Shortly after I moved to Ohio last year, she sent me her take on Deep Sea Taito there, and I was like, "Holy shit! I fucking love this. I still do today." Um, yeah, she latched on the Penny Arcade there and all that. A couple years back, she's played the Precipice games on stream there actually. I think via Facebook stream actually. And she loved the games there as well. Loved Taiko, and Gabe and all that there as well, of course. And yeah, she sent me tons of Deep Sea Taiko works there and all that, and Precipice works there too. Just because she wanted to. And I could not be more grateful for that. Um, and I still am grateful, of course, today. It always will be. DP, if you're watching this, you're amazing for doing all of that, and you are just the best, and thank you so much. Um, so having people know me for Deep Sea Taito there is a pretty damn cool feeling. And really, at this point, I have embraced it. It's what I am. It's what I do. It's what I'll keep doing. It's what I enjoy doing. So I'm just gonna stick with it there. And yeah, what the future could hold for Deep Sea Taiko, there's gonna be so much more drawings there, commissions and all that. Maybe a Penny Arcade comic. It could happen, like I said there. Maybe not. Probably not, but oh well. And yeah, just more good fun along the way there. Lots of the slapstick humor I'm known for there. Like, in a lot of my works there, you'll see Taiko being attacked by a shark or a squid or both or whatever. It's all in good fun there, of course. Like, you'll see in, like, Looney Tunes there, like, having an anvil dropped on your head, or having a shark attack you, or like being wrapped up by a squid or whatever there, things like that. It's all in good fun there, and I did a laugh out of all these words here. The dialogue there as well. It's fun for me to come up with for my words there and all that. So, I think that will be all from me here, guys. In closing, if anyone here on YouTube who also follows me on Twitter and Discord there and all that, if you're familiar with my artwork already, thank you so much for your support in my craft over the years here. Thanks for sticking with me whenever I've been down on myself with my art and all of that. Thanks for being there when I've come back. Thanks for being with me here today and down the road there. Your support just means the world to me. Always has, always does, always will. And I mean that sincerely. Deep Sea Taiko is not going anywhere here for sure. Might just be at a little slower pace here just because that's how I've been lately. I do want to get back into drawing regularly, hopefully here soon. Either just with like little doodles here and there or full on pieces like before. But yeah, I'm not going anywhere with my art anytime soon. With that, guys, thank you so much for watching the video here as well. I really do appreciate that there as well. I'm glad I also got this video in, I think, right on the last day of March here. And yeah, for Let's Talk About here in general, I would like to have at least one episode per month here, I think should be okay. They will still be on Fridays here, of course, like the last one there was, whenever I posted that. But yeah, at least once per month, if not two. As for the next topic, I don't know what that'll be yet. It'll be video game related there, I'm sure. I'm just not sure what video game or series there yet, but we'll get back to that in due time. With that all said, guys, this has been Mr. Movies87 signing off. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.